Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
So, you are working as a PEO.
Yes, sir.
Before that, also go assistant store manager in Aditya. Then OEO. Then PEO.
Yes,
So
sir.
diverse, you have diverse work profile.
Yes, sir.
Job profile. And you are management.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, in your 3 jobs, what are the major challenge you see in the private sector and the challenge now in the government of Odisha as a concept extension?
Sir, in my first 2 stints as a business manager at Aditya Birla Group and at OYO Hospitality, I was managing a huge workforce. In my first stint, there was a workforce of around 350 to 400 people working under me. And the business unit that I was working in, that was one of the highest revenue producing business units of Pantaloons stores. We were producing 1.80 crores as daily revenue from our center. I could see order, I could see discipline, and I could see a clear demarcation of responsibilities among our different departments and managers. So everybody's work and responsibilities were clearly demarcated. Secondly, in my responsibility as an area business manager, the first challenge that I faced was geographic adversity. My stint was at Sikkim. I was working as the area business manager for Gangtok. So it took me time to acclimatize to the diverse weather conditions. Now that I'm working as a Panchayat executive officer, I feel that work-life balance is something that is clearly evident and seen in this current profile of mine. But sometimes you get burdened with lots of responsibilities with nobody telling you what is going to be the priority of those work responsibilities. And secondly, the quantum of accountability and transparency and probity that is involved in a government job, it is much more higher than what is there in a private job, sir.
So the hospitality sector, like
Yes, sir.
there is a dip or there is a reduction during the COVID period. So how do you manage that time? Because that time the hospitality sector is almost closed. So how you retain or sustain that situation, COVID situation?
Yes, sir. In fact, it was a crisis-ridden situation for all of the hospitality industry. I was working as the area business manager with OYO at that point of time. When lockdown started, we had to cancel all our bookings and we had to dedicate our hotel spaces for the purpose of quarantine. And we were also keeping those rooms reserved for migrants who were coming to our state. Post that, there was actually a very difficult period from lasting for up to 18 months. There was no incoming guests, no business bookings. So at that point in time, we sadly had to close all our operations. But post COVID, post the third wave of COVID, there was a resurgence in hospitality sector. People started traveling for business and leisure purposes. And we started, though I was not involved with the hospitality industry post lockdown, but I do understand that they revived their services, offered better offerings to the customers, and that's how gradually that sector revived. Sir.
So in Panchayat office, many times we have seen the targeted beneficiaries are not getting the proper benefits. The benefit are giving to some people who are not really deserve that beneficiary. In case of Rasan card or in case of how we can bring transparency or we can give the benefit only to the targeted beneficiaries.
Yes, sir. So there are two aspects to the distribution of social security benefits, housing benefits to the targeted beneficiaries. First, I'd like to talk about the distribution of pension amount to old, destitute, and mentally challenged persons. Sir, there is a provision of the government that anybody who is above 60 years and without a sizable income is eligible to receive pension amount. But as I'm working as a Panchayat Executive Officer in Nabarangpur, what I've seen is that many tribal ladies who do not have vision, who are blind, they do struggle to get a Aadhaar card registered in their names. Unless and until you have a Aadhaar card registered in your name, you're not supposed to receive the pension amount. So there are many other scenarios like suppose there is a destitute or a mentally child person and the parents have deserted that child. The child doesn't have anybody in his family who is going to arrange the required documentation for that person to receive those social security benefits. Secondly, sir, how can we bring transparency to the housing scheme? Uh, there are lots of people who are eligible and who have duly applied for the housing process, but the government is allocating those housing provisions in a phase by phase manner. So sadly, at one point of given time, not all the eligible beneficiaries are not being able to be accommodated. So what we have done in our panchayat is that uh, the housing beneficiary list, before it gets sanctioned, we do discuss it among our ward members, among the public representatives in our Grama Sabha and Palli Sabha, so that at least the public representatives, the stakeholders in the Panchayati Raj system, they are aware that who are the persons from their village who are going to receive the housing benefits. If they are raising an objection that this person should not be eligible, then we take further steps. But if they are agreeing to it, then we have reasons to believe that it's an eligible beneficiary.
So, one of the criticisms presently of the PRI system, charter system, is that there is a perception that the government officials still do not feel that they are part of the process. There is a body of elected representatives, but the official who is supposed to work with them, there is a perception that they think that they are superior to the political representative, and so that cohesion or that cooperation which will make a PRI institution successful is not happening. I mean, by and large, this is one criticism.
Sir.
And the second criticism is that there is a mismatch between what is expected out of the PRI and the financial empowerment. What kind of money is there? There are school achieve, hospital achieve, number of programs are there, Manrega program achieve, midday meal achieve. So there is a lot of expectation out of the, so therefore there is a perception. The grassroots democracy, at 92 it is not it is on expected lines. There are different states have different kinds of experience, but in the context of your experience, what are the how do you look at this two issues? Very specifically about
yes, fair enough, sir. The points that you just mentioned. Firstly, that there is a sense of superiority and there is a sense of not showing accountability.
How do you raise that? That no elected say, no, see, some kind of no pass.
Yes, sir.
Government executive with the people executive.
Yes, sir.
ATO circumstance, how will you bring the cohesion?
Sir, say
is the biggest challenge.
से परिप्रेक्षी दुईटा पदक्षेप खूब सफल हे परिबो बोली मु आशा विश्वास करूची। प्रथमटी हैला जदि हमर PRI मेंबर और स्टेक होल्डर मनकर कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग करा जाए से मनकर गवर्नमेंट प्रोसेस उपरे और गवर्नमेंट रे थिबा डिफरेंट
Capacity building ki kare? You are in charge of capacity building.
No,
But similar to constitutional movement, similar Samvidhan movement, but the general level of education
Yes,
amongst
sir.
the PRI, whether you like it or not, is but jo kothata sir bachar le, there is a mismatch between the educational attainment of a video
yes,
and the political representative.
yes, sir.
से भाबुची जे मोर काम वाला मोर लोको पे को कॉलिंग की नहीं रोड कॉलिंग की नहीं स्कूल तक चल चला नहीं तो अपन ठीक कर अपन कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग प्रोसेस को एकदम ठीक हो
Yes, sir.
क्या करना कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग
Sir, we've got, yes, sir.
एग्जैक्टली कौन करेगा
So the stakeholders and the PRI representatives, they're integral part of a Panchayati Raj development department. Yes, sir.
that is the structure
Yes, sir.
এটা না স্ট্রাকচার টা এনালিসিস করতেছে স্ট্রাকচার টা ঠিক ভাবে ফাংশন করছে না নাই সেইটা তমন করতে
Yes, sir. So we've got many state-of-the-art institutes like SIRD, wherein the trainings can be undertaken so that the PRI members, at least in a face-to-face manner, understand that these more things can be done to better implement and to better execute the programs.
Technology can be a substitute for even. And do you think that there is a general perception that they have technology near connect protocol, system.
Sir, I
Do
do.
you think that that is adequate, or there is a necessity for supervision?
Yes, sir. Sir, I do understand that technology can heavily augment and enhance our capabilities, but it can never replace human intervention and human supervision, because the kind of environment that we're working in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course, it's there, because we are working amongst the most difficult districts with the most downtrodden and marginalized sections. So unless and until we have human empathy and understand their pains and what they must be going through, no amount of technical supervision is going to do our work.
So let me ask you two contemporary questions. Are you going to the papers regularly? Are you going to that?
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, the Bombay High Court has struck down a very, very important amendment to the IT Act
Yes, sir.
of 2023.
Yes.
Amended again with the Cuttack.
Yes, sir.
What is that? What is that amendment? And why has the court struck it down?
Sir, the prestigious, the Honorable Bombay High Court has struck down the provision of fact check units under the IT amendments rule. Sir, the court strongly feels that that goes against Article 14 and Article 21 of the Constitution,
How is it?
because that is going to curb free voice, freedom of expression.
What is the work of the fact check?
So the
You
fact,
are sure this court. What is the work of the fact check?
so the fact check unit was supposed to look to authenticate the veracity of the news and the information. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fake news. Yes, sir.
तुम एकदम जानी छो फेक न्यूज जो होची गवर्नमेंट विषय जो फेक न्यूज होची सेति पे गोटा फैक्ट चेक यूनिट गोटा सरकार बसेबेन जाउछ
Yes, sir.
सर कीमिति हाउ इट इज अगेंस्ट द आर्टिकल 14 अरे जदि गोटा सरकार विरुद्ध गोटा फेक न्यूज फॉलो हाउ इज इट गोइंग अगेंस्ट राइट टू अरे इन द राइट टू गोइंग टू reasonable restriction is part of the constitution.
Yes, sir.
Put 19
Yes, sir. I'm not able to recall right now, sir. Article 19.
Freedom of speech and expression is part of 19(1)(a). तार restriction ଅଛି 19(2) ରେ।
Yes, sir.
କିନ୍ତୁ ସରକାର ଗୋଟେ reasonable restrictions ସବୁବେଳେ କରିପାରିବ। ସରକାର ସବୁବେଳେ reasonable restrictions କରିପାରିବ। ତାହେଲେ କାହିଁକି why the court feels that the fact check unit is against Article 14? ତ ବଢିଆ answer ଟା କର। I'm quite surprised that it answer this problem. କିନ୍ତୁ କାହିଁକି ସେମାନେ
Sir,
don't worry about it. It's a very subtle point on which the court has given this.
sir,
प्रथम কথা হলো এই নিউজটা ফেক কি নয় is very vague term. মানে how do you determine that a particular news is fake or not?
yes, sir.
মানে courts will দেখিও যে whenever you make a statement that can be subjected to verification.
Yes, sir.
Parameter তবে এই parameter হলে তুমি বেক করো। মানে ସବୁବେଳେ କୋର୍ଟଟା ଦେଖିବ ଯେ whether any statement or any initiative made by the government, is it realistic or it is vague? Then fake government vague hochi.
Yes, sir.
Mu kahibi na fake news, say government na fake news. So therefore there should be reasonable norms.
Yes, sir.
Second কথা বলছি যেটা ভেরিফিকেশন হচ্ছে মনে পড়ে ভেরিফিকেশন হচ্ছে সেটা ভেরিফাই করুছি কি
The government itself is doing that.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
So government against the judge, government says the inquiry করছে how is it fair? মানে আমি ওটা
There is no neutrality.
independent unit কত করি আর ভাই তো তুমি গভর্নমেন্ট যদি সেটা করিব সেটা বলছি সেটা
Yes, sir.
এগুলো পৌঁছুন যে one nation one election কিন্তু you are a bright student therefore I am asking.
Yes, sir.
What would be the advantage that would flow out of this? And what, in your opinion, is against this?
Sir, I do see both pros and cons involved with the one nation, one election program. So the pros are that elections are a very costly affair in our democracy. For example, in 2019, around 60,000 crores were spent in our election process. If simultaneous, yes, sir. Second, sir, the deployment of personnel. We do require.
Cost of
Yeah.
logistics. How would you put it?
Third point, which can be a pro, which can be an advantages regarding one nation, one election, is that because
Advantage of the advantage. Would the cost, how would the logistics, how would the time taken?
yes, sir, time taken.
Say that again now. So much data restriction. Time taken. But a policy analysis is also. This is election watching.
Model code of conduct is there. Yes.
So say it take time.
Yes.
We need to cut down on terms of time which is taken.
Yes,
And
sir.
also think what the problem for
So the cons is that in a federal structure, elections are meant to represent the issues of the local people. But when one nation, one election is going to be there,
Wonderful. See, sir, but local regional issues are not will not get like
Yes, sir.
But we are thinking that national use is synonymous
Yes.
with regional.
Yes.
How to type it? How to type it?
second point,
Very good answer. Very, very good answer.
second point that I do see is that the national measures and the national schedule is going to dictate the one nation, one election policies, whereas local issues, they should. Yes, sir. What I wanted to say is that when one nation, one election happens, governments are going to take populist schemes at the time of elections.
We will promise the same thing. It's not an issue. Issues in the regional party, the small parties.
They're going to struggle.
They will
struggle. They will have. Yes, sir.
So that is not good.
And so third con that I do see with one nation, one election is that one major catastrophe, one natural or man-made disaster can hamper the entire process because we're having time to
Very
take.
smart one.
Yes.
Very, very smart. Very, very smart. But going to Odisha budget meeting, what are the 2-3 very distinguishing features about Odisha?
Pardon,
Odisha
sir?
budget.
Okay.
About the Odisha budget meeting,
Hmm.
what are the distinguishing schemes in this budget? How is it different from their schemes and budget? Just tell me what are the new schemes under the budget?
Sir, under this project, we have the Honorable Chief Minister has launched the flagship Subhadra scheme,
Second,
which is going to provide
second.
second, sir.
Second, देखो इतने तब ब्राइट पिला आएगी नहीं बोलते हो तमें समृद्ध कृषि योजना ने की
Yes, sir. Samruddha Krishak Yojana, Samruddha Krishak Yojana, wherein the farmers are going to get. Sir, I'm not taking MSP.
and 3,000.
Yes, sir. 3,000.
देखिए
Sir, definitely.
see protect all your clients. So
This voters marketing strategy.
What is voters?
Marketing strategy. We have marketing.
Yes, sir. The Potter's marketing strategy, sir, I don't recall at this point of
So
time.
do we believe that social media or social media have influence on online marketing?
Yes, sir, definitely. Social media. And nowadays, social media traffic contributes to almost 22 to 23% of all the sale conversions happening in e-commerce and in many traditional companies also. If I can recall, sir, there was this song called United Broke My Guitar. A musician was traveling by the United Airlines, and that musician saw that his guitar was being thrown away in the United Airlines. He came back and he released a song called United Broke My Guitar on the social media. And within next few weeks, the sales of United Airlines plummeted down. And this is the magic and power of social media, sir. I do feel that social media campaigns and social media marketing strategies, they contribute heavily to the online sales conversions, sir.
But in that home science, you are a diverse background, you have done engineering, electronics, then you have done MBA, now you have choose home science as optional.
Yes, sir.
Why marketing, management is also a option there. So why do you choose home science as an option?
Sir, to be honest, I wanted to choose a subject whose curriculum is going to be concise and I can study it on my own without being dependent on any teacher or any material. So that was my first option. And second, sir, home science is an interdisciplinary subject wherein the amalgamation of science, social science, human development, and technology happen. And I do think that as a civil servant aspirant who is very passionate about the job, these things are going to help me if I get an opportunity to serve as the civil servant, as a civil servant.
Home science, you might have studied different types of food and vitamins and all these things. So on that, the government have issued a program, Kusam Bhi Padhai, a national nutrition mission. So what is the objective of national nutrition or Kusam?
So, Poshan Abhijan or National Nutrition Mission is an ambitious program by the government, wherein they are looking forward to provide required nutritional levels of the students while providing.
What are the targets? What are the flat plans?
Sir, I don't recall. Don't
Most important.
recall the targets, sir.
Question जो अभियान पूछती कितने anemia कितने कमी को malnutrition कितने कमी. What are the numbers? What are the numbers?
I don't.
सीधा देखियो ना.
I guess, sir.
ये खाली कोई लेकर ना पड़े. तो अभियान चालीस से 1975 में चलो ICDS चली जाता है.
Sorry.
देखो, मैंने anemia में भारत तो चली थी. कौन था? What is it?
Definitely gain some insight. Gain some insight. Yes, sir.
What is the basic difference between stunting and wasting?
So wasting is the lack of weight. If a child's age is 5 kilogram, so 5 years of age, he should possess a certain weight in his body. But if the weight of that person falls below that weight, that is called wasting. Stunting is the decrement if the child doesn't meet the required height according to his no height for age. Yes, sir.
What are the two reasons for that? What are the two reasons for stunting?
Sir, I don't think that.
No, there are clearly two reasons globally accepted, which is responsible for stunting.
Sir, malnutrition and lack of awareness on the part of the mother.
First, second, external impact. The unhygienic condition.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which report?
Sir, we get a comprehensive report about these facts from National Family Health Service. Sir, last it had happened in 2023, sir.
1920. Confidently blocked. Last NFHS 5 survey happened in 2019. It's not 23.
Sorry, sir.
Confidently last question what in your opinion are the three most important characteristics or factors you think you possess which the board should consider to recommend? Yes,
Yes. So my no sir. My strongest strength is my people management skills, because I have the ability to establish communication with people from diverse backgrounds. That is going to be my superior strength. Second is my objectivity, sir. As an engineer and as a manager, I look at the facts present before me without looking at biases and popular perceptions of it. Unmatched. Thirdly, sir, is that I feel that whenever there is a responsibility, I can be selfless. I can look at the completion of the project without looking at my personal gratification, sir. I do think that these are my three strongest qualities for which I'm a strong candidate for this job.
Personal advertisement or personal gratification.
So,
But how? There are two challenges. There are two challenges today in India. The India that I saw and the India that you guys major challenge is public sector was the dominant sector.
yes, sir.
92 private sector.
Yes, sir.
So one of the biggest challenge that in the government we are facing, that the private sector ସବୁ କଥା କଲା, ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ କରିବୁ କଣ? Have you understood that question? No.
No, sir.
After we became an economically liberal country, the driver of the economy today is not the government.
Yes, sir.
It is the private sector.
Yes, sir.
While law and order is with you, but the economic sector is with the private sector.
Yes, sir.
What is the role that you will play when law and order is common in both the things? What is the role you will play in this kind of sector? So the private sector, factory, common.
Sir, in the current context, of course, it is true that the private sector, especially the services.
Already founded
Yes, sir. The services sector is driving the economy, but the government can still increase its capital investment. The capital investment is going to. Yeah, but the funding is going to come from the government and the policy.
What is that sector?
Sir, healthcare and education are some of the sectors where.
There are a large number of development programs. Jinti Postal Program, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, MDM, Sarkar, economic sector, infrastructure. Now, pure development sector. School, hospital.
Yes, sir.
Now they operate with
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
This is the biggest challenge today.
Yes, sir.
There is a huge space. Ensure that school of
Yes, sir.
Policy formulation and implementation.
Yes, sir. Smooth functioning of public institutions.
Public institutions and programs.
Programs. Yes. Yes.
So, last question, Satyajit, your hobbies trekking, visiting old temples, you are the president of NSS in college news.
Sir, NSS means National Service Scheme. That was a program started by former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, wherein youth from universities and colleges go towards serving people who are facing problems after some natural disaster or man-made disaster.
So also you are a minor translator for Katha Jatra by
Prabhasini Mahakuda, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Katha Jatra.
Yeah. Sir, it's a compilation of, it's a translation actually, Anubad Galpa Sankalam. Sitire नीरज चौबे बोली जड़े प्रख्यात हिंदी साहित्यिकंकर अनेक गल्प एवं अनेक उत्तर भारतीय लेखकंकर गप को प्रभासिनी महाकुड़ मैम अनुवाद करछन्ते मु तर प्रूफ रीडिंग रे आ प्रथम अनुवाद रे तांको सहायता करछ।
I mean, you are a surefire candidate for this. You get